Hello, good afternoon. So today we will try to understand that how we can install ASP.NET services and mobile application which is based on Android. So you have the source code. You make sure that the source code is downloaded from the NCRB Nodal portal. And after downloading this Nodal portal, you need to import in Visual Studio. Visual Studio that we are using is 2019. You can use any version, whatever you prefer. After installing this Visual Studio, you might say this project, you need to import this. These are the configuration build files, whatever you're seeing here in this section. So we need to change a couple of things before we go further. So this file name is common.ncrb. As you can see here, this is, you need to change couple of things if you need to. These are the common variables that you can change, but for the time being when you are doing this, it's not necessary to change anything, but in future you can change this according to the requirement. Now in the web config we are using database of SQL Server, so you need to make sure that you need to change according to your requirements. Whatever your database is, we are using ADMX methodology, so you need to make sure that you are using, so these are the tables that we are using. So according to your requirement, you need to change things in this manner. Also you need to remember that we have created one table, that is T photo video app. So okay, so you can create a new database, or you can use you can add this table in the existing database. So for example, we are going, suppose that we have this database, and in this database there is a table called T underscore this T underscore photo video app. So in this, what we are doing is we are storing all the information related to the photos that is being captured on mobile application and uploaded on the server. So we have created this table inside the inside this CCTNS 4.5 version. You can create within this, or you can create a separate data if you do not want to do any kind of large work. So this is how the configuration of this done. This is a readme file that you probably need to read this file. You need to install the Node.js, or you need to install IS Express server, or you may need to install the JSON libraries. So according to your requirement, if there is an error, you can install and run. Okay, so next let's move to the Android application. This is the Android application. You need to make sure that you need to import the projects. Whenever there is a, you need to make sure that the projects is given, and you need to import the project. After importing this project, we are using Android Studio of this version. You can choose you can use any latest version of that. So after importing the project, you need to change couple of things. First thing, this is a file known as service generator. In this service generator, you need to change this URL. So whenever you are hosting your ASP.NET application, so whatever the server is you are using, you need to make sure that you need to change this database. For example, you are running this ISS server, then you need to make sure that whatever the ISS server's IP address, you need to mention here. Okay, you need to make sure that you are changing this API base URL. Okay, so after changing this base URL, your mobile application would be able to communicate with the Visual Studio server. Okay, apart from that, because you are using this uh, what I say ASP.NET version, so you need to make sure that this check button is on. Apart from that, you can change some of the variable here. If you want to debug, you can always do the debug. Demo mode is not available for you guys, but only just you need to make sure that things whatever you want to change accordingly, you can change. Okay, so these parameters are not necessary, but you need to make sure that you change this URL. Okay, and now let's understand, after deploying this Android Studio and Visual Studio, you need to run the project. And this is the button, and you just need to run the project. After running this project in your mobile application, you will see a couple of things in your log files, or you can create logs and bunch of things. Okay, now how to test your application. Now testing is very easy. You need to install Postman. In the Postman, there is a, you need to post your URL and whatever the service you want to call. For example, that we are calling unseed service. Okay, here, as you can see here, we are sending you unseed, means whatever the data we are sending on server, it it will be decrypted, because we are using NCRB using cryptography to encode this string, because you cannot send simple username password. You need to send this seed version to on server. So it's very necessary that whenever you are sending or posting any data on server, you need to make sure that before sending you seed it. And now the question is how you seed this data, because you are sending JSON, or JSON can be readable by any person. So it is necessary that whatever the data you're sending, you first encrypt it. Now, how you can encrypt this data, that is also a very good question. Now when you go to the login here, there is an option of seed. If you just this is a seed option. For example, as you can see, this is a button. Okay, as you can see here, so this is the username and password that I am sending on server, and this username password is converted into the encryption, converted into the cryptographic methods. So you need to make sure that whenever you are sending anything on server, this string must be sent on server. Okay, no other string can be acceptable. How we do seeding? So this is a method of seeding. There's a known as seed data. So seed data, in this we are using Cocoa model. In this we are using this Cocoa model, and we are using temporary username and password. You can change this later, but if you change this, you need to make sure that you are changing this on your ASP.NET as well. Okay, so we are using this method, this seed method, to encode the strings into the encrypted format. Okay, so you need to make sure that whenever you are sending data, you need to send encrypted data. Do not send any normal data here. Okay, on the in the postman. So testing is very easy. What you need to do is, testing in this testing method, you need to post your APIs. Now how many APIs that we have in our data in our application? It's very simple. Just go to the API caller in the login. I will show you the API caller. Okay, so in this API caller we have these kind of services. This is one service, this is one service. We are using retrofit, so you know that what kind of methods that we are using. So this is this application, this REST API is known as login API. So based on login API, you can log in to the server. Okay, so rest of the things will be very easy, not worry about it. But you need to make sure that, or also one more thing that important, that we are using C++ programming language to do the encryptions, so NDK. So this is the private key. Okay, so this private key must be same on your Android and on your Visual Studio. Okay, so this is something which is necessary. So that's all. When you run this application, and if you post this application, it will, when you send this data, it will give you some kind of error, or it will give you a written output. So it's totally depends on that how you're doing settings. So first is very simple. First you need to install the Visual Studio and import this project. Second, you need to install the Android Studio and do the necessary changes. And third step is that you can just post your URL, post your data on the server. If everything is fine, your server will respond something. Okay, and on the basis of that, this is a mobile application. Where is gone? This is the NCRB mobile application. So after this, when you click this login screen, you just need to click on the login, and you just need to enter your username and password. When you click this, the response will get to the request will go to server, and server will respond you. Okay, so there is nothing much in this configuration. Just you need to remember that whatever that you are doing, you must know that you must have a table in your database, because this is the table where the data is stored. Right now we are using this folder structure. You need to make sure that the photos and videos you captured is being stored somewhere in your somewhere on your server. Okay, so if you have any problem, you can send your queries with your photos and videos to us. We will further solve your problems. Okay, so See ya.